It's not about the patchouli, but the power of the people and some of the best music in the world. This is the show you don't want to miss, The Express at the Vancouver Folk Music Festival. On today's show, hi guys, having fun? Yeah, I dance to the rhythms of one of Vancouver's most famous music festivals.
Every time I hear them, my heart just swells.
Bianca rocks the main stage with Stephen Carroll from the Weaker Thans.
Support your festival because it brings culture.
Aaron gets the artist perspective from the energetic Fito Garcia. And later, Melanie meets a folk fest legend, Roy Forbes. See that and more from the 32nd Annual Vancouver Folk Music Festival. It's all about the music, the people's music. We've got world beats, roots, blues, funk, this year even punk folk rock. It's not the music you'd find on your parents' vinyls up first. No. More likely your pal's iPhone. Called the Poet Laureates of Indie Rock, the Weaker Thans.
Now the land is full of fireworks.
It's a hot July night and Winnipeg-based band The Weaker Thans have just hit the Folk Fest stage, much to the delight of their BC fans.
They just played my favorite song, so can't get any better.
Heather Putta came to Folk Fest just to see the Weaker Thans.
Yes, just to see them, yeah. Paid my $50 to come to the show just to see them for like 40 minutes. I am the biggest fan. I absolutely love them. My all-time favorite band ever.
Weaker Thans guitarist Stephen Carroll says the band's fans are totally diverse, can't be typecast.
We don't have one anymore. We used to, maybe when we started, we were like little punk rock kids, and we were also punk rock kids, and now people's fathers are like, I'm 65, I'm coming to your show, I just got tickets.
And while the Weaker Thans were playing, I stumbled across some of their youngest fans.
They just really speak to me, I guess. They're,
even though you're so young, what makes you the biggest Weaker Thans fan?
I don't know if I'm the biggest Weaker Thans fan, but every time I hear them, my heart just swells.
Carroll says success in other countries means little if you can't make it Canada.
It's like, oh yeah, we're big in Germany, or we do good in Germany. It's like, yeah, that's interesting, but if we didn't hold water in Canada, it would be an empty fact.
And Folk Fest is a welcome change of venue for the band.
Today is a very nice, relaxing afternoon and evening at the beach, whereas the rest of our tour down through the US or California will be like dark nightclubs.
When it's sunny like this and there's music, it's like the top place to be in the world.
And these fans couldn't agree more. I'm Bianca Salterbeck in Vancouver for The Express. Critics say that the Weaker Thans appeal to a broad audience because they do everything from folk to show tunes to nursery school anthems. There you have it. And what we have, 60-plus artists hailing from 14 countries on 7 stages. Those are the facts for the Vancouver Folk Music Festival. And coming up, it's all about the feelings. Find out what makes this one of the most loved events in the city.
It's a treasure. Everyone that comes here just can't stop coming. It's just a fantastic thing.
And meet a Folk Fest legend, the singer-songwriter Roy Forbes.
Since I left school, I've been able to do what I love. And how many people can say that? Looking down that lonesome old road.
We're going to spice things up now with the Afro-Cuban rhythms of Vancouver's very own Fito Garcia.
I think we're ready to go now. Welcome to Windward Passage. It's the name of this workshop. And we're going to feature first here Saha Ranelik and her band. So we're going to let her take the lead here and do the first number.
For Vancouver-based Afro-Cuban musician Fito Garcia, the Folk Festival is a kind of homecoming.
I moved to Vancouver in 1985. I came to Canada for the first time in 1983 to perform at this festival.
Fito
has performed at the festival 5 times in total. Today, he and his wife Marlene Ramazzini are performing in collaboration with other musicians in the workshop Windward Passage. Workshops, kind of like impromptu jam sessions, are a big part of the folk festival.
When it comes to music, there's a general language. It's a universal language, we call it, right? The language of music. And if you know it, and if you can speak it, you just contribute what you have. You know, you don't have to play in a specific style to fit it, you know, into something. And that's what makes it interesting. That's what makes it nice.
And folk festival audiences are particularly open to collaborations.
I think it's a great audience, very receptive. They're always, you know, willing to listen and appreciate the music that you perform, which is a lot better than performing sometimes in clubs or bars or restaurants where, you know, people are not there to listen to the music specifically, but, you know, to hang out, drink, or whatever else, right?
So at the folk festival and in general, Fido Garcia has a message to Vancouverites.
You know, support your local musicians, support your festival, because it brings culture, and culture is important.
I'm Erin Shaw in Vancouver for The Express.
Fido shares a Juno with the group Ancient Cultures, and his debut album, Mi Bajo Rumbero, is a work of experimental Afro-Cuban rhythms. So world music, is that how you classify folk? Or are they the activist anthems, the patchouli power pop? That's what we're here at Folk Fest to find out.
From what we hear, it might be all about the folklore.
I think we've seen you here every year.
Yes.
How many years have you been coming?
22.
Oh, and as for this festival, you can't forget about the food.
Food represents multicultural diversity at its best. Enjoy it.
This is the 32nd annual Vancouver Folk Music Festival. So how many years is that? 1977 when it started. And up next we meet a singer-songwriter who's been playing the stages here at Jericho Beach since 1980. Canadian troubadour Roy Forbes.
Roy Forbes feels at home on stage. Today he's rehearsing for his Folk Fest appearance.
This festival, to me, when it began in 1980, what it began to build was a culture in Vancouver that had never existed before. A culture of a certain kind of music, a certain kind of, you know, mindset, a certain kind of way of being that only continues to grow and grow. Looking down that lonesome old road. Wide open folk music encompasses a whole bunch of different genres of music, and that's what I've always been interested in. I don't like to be straight-jacketed into, you know, he's a rock guy, he's a blues guy, he's a country guy. I'm all of those people.
Isn't that nice?
Gary Crystal is familiar with Roy's music. He was the festival's artistic director for 15 years.
He's I think the term is triple threat in the theater world, of somebody who can sing, act, and dance. Roy is probably a quintuple threat when it comes to folk music and related genres because of his breadth of knowledge, his breadth of ability and skill, and his willingness to make things happen, to get involved. For that reason, he's made for festivals that have interesting, diverse, challenging, exciting programming with some depth.
When I come and work in a situation like this, where I've got all these different kinds of music coming at me from all corners, it's going to add to what I do. You hear somebody doing good work, and A, you're inspired. You think, oh yeah, and B, there's that little competitive edge that always helps. Say, oh yeah, I can do that. So you go home and you try it.
I think that the draw of the festival is, it operates on a number of levels. There's blues, there's world music, there's feminist music, there's children's. It's an event that has a great deal. It's like going to a buffet. If you don't like one thing, you can try something else and all of it's good.
Roy's a Folk Fest favorite, and he's always on the go. He hosts a radio show in Alberta, he's performed across the country, and he's produced over 12 albums. But he says he's just getting started.
Well, it's flattering, but believe me, it's still a work in progress. I mean, it's been, I hit the 40-year mark in 2011. That's how long I've been out plying my trade. It's a wonderful life, and I'm often reminded when sometimes you'll get down in the doldrums, well, things aren't going as well, but really, since I left school, I've been able to do what I love, and hey, how many people can say that?
In Vancouver, I'm Melanie Pinetto for The Express.
Thank you so much.
Powered by a love of the music. Roy has been playing for over 40 years, and he says he still keeps learning, and it's just the beginning. And if you're an aspiring songwriter, he also does seminars. You can find about his music and the seminars at royforbes.ca. And you want to stay with us because we have more character and community from the Folk Fest at Jericho Beach coming up. The food market, the community village, and the world-class music. It's all up next on The Express. The latest in chain dancing.
The Express is brought to you in part by Plum, fashion supplier to host Joanna Ward.
The countdown is on with Shaw TV's Powered to Win. Join host Johanna Ward every week for profiles and stories that will bring international focus to Vancouver and Whistler.
Join us as we power our Canadian athletes to dominate the podium.
Every athlete dreams of an Olympic podium in their hometown.
You get off the track and give your teammates a high five, and you're just like, wow, can't believe we just did that.
Watch Powered to Win, only on Shaw TV.
My name is Kim. I'm a new mom. Just before my baby's first birthday, my doctor will tell me I have leukemia. There'll be rounds and rounds of chemo.
What if someone you loved needed blood and it wasn't there?
If there's not enough blood, it may not be the cancer that'll kill me.
Roll up your sleeves and give. To book your appointment, call Canadian Blood Services at 1-888-2-DONATE. Blood, it's in you to give.
At the Vancouver Folk Music Festival. I tell you, all this singing and dancing and clapping can definitely work up an appetite. So bring your own plate or pay the $2 rental fee and follow the smell of the barbecued corn.
Food brings cultures together. Food represents multicultural diversity at its best.
From crepes and smoothies to falafels and organic energy bars, they have it all, as Bob Sung will tell you.
Got some fantastic food here. We have barbecue, we have chunky fries, we got whale's tails. We just got a variety of food.
We all come together, we fill our tummies, we fill our minds with wonderful music. I mean, I'm in pig heaven.
If you have any questions about the food, Bob is the man to ask.
We have an incredible diverse line of food vendors here. We go from salads to frozen fruit dipped in chocolate. We have African barbecue. We have dim sum. And in Vancouver, if people don't know what dim sum's all about, tell them to give me a call and I'll educate them.
The West Coast Healthy Bagel. Join the healthy revolution.
Welcome to the Taste of Thailand.
They're called pupusas from El Salvador.
Beautiful red and white rice here.
We have the veggie ones that have cheese and bean.
And if you know what's under door number 1, our crispy spring rolls.
So good. have such a tough job. Incredible. Awesome.
But the main thing is we welcome you down. Our family has been here for 10 years. Share the food, the love, and the experience of the Folk Fest.
Enjoying the food and the music at the Vancouver Folk Music Festival. I'm Amy Beeman on The Express.
The food is a tradition at the festival, and you know what? After 31 years of being one of the only dry folk festivals in Canada, this year they opened up a beer garden. So what else is new? What keeps the folks coming back year after year? Well, we are going deep with 7 stages, 60 plus artists, and 1 Shaw microphone. It's about the music and it's about the fun. How many years have you been coming to the festival?
I've been coming here since the 80s, but scrupulously since 2000.
And what is it? What draws you back every year?
It's a treasure. It's just a treasure of Vancouver that everyone that comes here just can't stop coming. It's just a fantastic, fantastic thing.
Are you guys having fun? Awesome, yeah. Are you? Yeah, nice to get out and dance. Yeah, absolutely. Anybody in particular? Did you come to see these guys? Los de abajo, por supuesto. Well, enjoy. You guys are so set up. How long have you been staked out here?
Oh, we came here this morning at, I don't know, what time?
9-ish. And what did you bring along to make sure you'd have the best folk music experience possible?
Sunscreen. Hats.
Food. Lots of food, because I don't like standing in line for food. So I brought chips, paper towels, a case of water, oranges, everything.
You guys are set. And anything in particular that you love the most about the folk festival?
Just watching everybody and the music. It's great.
I think we've seen you here every year.
Yes.
How many years have you been coming?
22.
Oh. He's busy dancing. First of all, I love your hat.
Thank you.
How are you enjoying the festival?
It's great. I come back every year.
Yeah. And what is it about the festival that you come back for?
The diversity, the environmental concerns the festival has for the people and the planet. I've come from Seattle, similar city, and just the energy and the welcoming of people has been incredible.
Hula hooping, we see it all over the festival. How come?
It's easy for people to catch on to. It's something that they relate to from their childhood. So I guess it brings back childhood memories.
Are you enjoying yourself at the festival? What do you think?
Yeah, very much so, except hooping also makes you pretty hot. So it's kind of a difficult day for that.
Okay, here we go.
Hey, I could do this. I could do this. Is there a special kind of music that you come for, or is it really more the atmosphere, or to practice your hula hooping skills?
That's a first for me. You captured, and it's because of the different kinds of music. It's very varied. There's lots of different stuff. They have great dance bands. They have older people who've been strumming and singing great poetry for a long time. It's a real event.
Although the genre of folk music runs the gamut, one of the common themes is giving a voice to the voiceless, fighting for freedom and justice. So it's fitting that a part of this folk music festival is a community village, where every year you're sure to find activist and folky David Miles.
Every year, thousands come for the music, and 3 decades ago, David Miles was one of them.
I play a little music too. I do a good rendition of Freight Train, Freight Train. I don't think I'll make it on the main stage anytime soon, but I personally, I really enjoy music and the people and the folks I meet every year. And
it was during his second year that one meeting changed his life.
I remember I met the director many years ago when I was looking to get involved, and
we had a conversation and he was interested in doing something and he didn't know what, and I think I laid out a number of organizations and one of them was Amnesty International.
Since the beginning, the festival has married song with social change.
For me, I just thought, well, that's it. You've got to start with protecting basic human rights of people. Are you new to Amnesty? Are you familiar with the work of Amnesty International?
And for 31 years, he's been here, faithfully spreading their gospel.
What's a better place than a folk festival where, you know, you've got the music, the culture, and you've got people interested to hear the message. So
he showered us with bullets.
Folk music going back to people like Woody Guthrie, Pete Seeger, had always been involved in changing the world. It wasn't just about the music, it was about the music as something that would inspire people to go out and do useful things.
And hey, this is where I live.
And that's exactly what David, a longshoreman by day, is doing now.
Take it in. He's a 15-year-old kid who's been in Guantanamo Bay. We'll get thousands of signatures over the weekend here at our table, and we'll give out a lot of information, and quite often we'll get new members and people involved in the work of Amnesty. So for us, for an organization like Amnesty, it's a good place to be.
Yeah, I mean, I learned a bit more about different human rights issues that are happening in particular. I mean, I signed some postcards that they're going to send off to members of the parliament.
There's a lot of hot spots, the Sudan.
He's even spreading the message well beyond festival gates.
I live northeast of Toronto, like 100K away. I'm interested in the work that they do, the human rights movements, and so on.
And in the early 90s, he founded Amnesty's Burnaby chapter.
I actually got my introduction through the festival to the work of just like this, just coming up to the table and hearing the stories of atrocious human rights abuses. And
a simple wish to get involved 30 years ago has evolved into a life-changing passion. And it started with this. Proof that music can change the world. In Vancouver, I'm Peter Kim for The Express.
Amnesty International Canada was launched in 1973, and today there are over 67,000 members and thousands more active supporters across the country. You can find out about your local chapter online at amnesty.ca. Now we're back to the music with our big summer spotlight. Classic Indian vocals, belly dancing, gypsy music, and more. It's a celebration of music, dance, and culture at the Chai Gallery on Broadway. Blues, folk, jazz, and veggie eats. The Nom is Vancouver's oldest natural foods restaurant and offers live instrumental music from solo artists 7 nights of the week. It's about sharing in the experience of music making and movement and seeing renowned performers from all over the world. Check the website to find out who Caravan World Rhythms is bringing to town next. And of course, you just have to wait until next year, summer of 2010, for the 33rd Vancouver Folk Music Festival. That's it for our Express Special. I'm Johanna Ward. On behalf of the whole team, thank you so much for watching. And before we go, we want to leave you with more sights and sounds from this awesome festival.
Twisted up desires. You know that place full of cheaters, always trying to drag you down. Who remember Walter Rodney? Who remember him? Who remember Walter Rodney? Who remember him? Rage through your hair. They told me to be careful.
1982. But I hear some good times coming from a place just off Central Avenue. Well, I step inside, stand a while. Hey, I see